All right, we're back live on the Dashless report. We're back to the which one were we up to now? Dirty Dozen? No.
Yeah.
Dirty Dozen versus Insane. And this, as we mentioned, was the debut of Moses Eastman and Steve Azer. So a couple of veteran pitchers. And Dirty Dozen really was in a must-win situation this week. They did not want to go 1-5. And they've had really some tough luck losses with Eddie Michon as the pitcher. Steve Azer pitched game one. He pitched pretty good. And Moses, for the first time in the pitching in over a year and a half, he didn't pitch after week 3 last year. He held his own, but again, not enough offense out of Dirty Dozen, and Insane pulled it off, playing without Eshko, and Chucky Abadi was in there.
Oh, no Eshko, I didn't know that.
For game one. And Dirty Dozen was 1-4. And in all honesty, Marty Jamal made a decision that really might have saved Dirty Dozen's year by not pitching Steve Azer in game 2. Because, they were not hitting him, and if they finished 1-5, it could have been lights out. They went with Jackie Eshko, and they lit him up a little bit, and they pulled out the victory in game 2. But one thing about Dirty Dozen, they have an outstanding defense. Their outfield with Nathan, Jackie Tal, and A.B. Dwight, I mean, it is incredible.
I think they're a lot better than their record states, and I think maybe Marty overlooked that a little bit if he didn't start his best pitcher in that game.
I gotta say that Stevie A's is coming in, driving into town to play softball. To have him play one game, how does that sit with him? Go home, Stevie. We won the first one. We don't need you for the second.
Well, he's only allowed to play 8.
He can play 8, but he came in. So let him play the 2. And I think it's really not that easy to get wins in the YMSL. To have a chance to beat down a team.
Yeah, but you can't worry about his feelings or his community.
No, I'm
There's
saying
professional players here where they're all making a lot of money playing for this league, and you got to do what you think is best for the team.
But I think that if he comes in and you could lay down a sweep on the team and get a win and book a win in the YMSL, they could have won that game with Stevie Azer. And to give another team life and not take another win. Stevie pitched against us and lost. They may use him for another game. He may not win the other game.
I think Hall of Fame player manager Marty G may have made a mistake pulling Stevie. And
look, if they won
the game because of it, possibly.
If they won the game, he looks like a genius.
Sure.
Save Stevie and win the game.
Sure.
But again, I think he's looking long term. I mean, there's a lot of strategy involved with this 8-game situation he's in. So he's looking now. If he pitched game 2, I only have 4 left for the next 8. So I got some big games coming up at the end of the year. What if I need him? I want to save him. So I'm sure he was thinking about it. Had they lost game 1, you could rest assured he would have pitched game 2. So he was looking at that. But it definitely benefited Dirty Dozen because they might have been 1-5, and that would have been the rest. It might have been tough to rebound from that.
It might have been tough, but I wouldn't count that team out, especially with now they're 2-4, which is they're 1 good week away from being 500.
Did they play the eligible bachelors?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet. So now let's get to next week's schedule, May 16th, week 4. And we'll start off with Dirty Dozen versus Douglas Dweck's Jersey Shore, the feature game at Memorial One.
Right, so we got 2 2-4 teams playing each other. Both of those teams haven't played the Bachelorettes yet. So those are 2 wins that are going to come to somebody. But just remember, they may win a game, especially if my wife joins the team, but we don't know. But one thing is certain, that there'll be another team that doesn't make the playoffs besides for the Bachelors. So who's going to be that last team? 2 2-4 teams playing each other this week. A sweep, and one of them is 2-6. So it's definitely a big game for us. It's a big game for them as well. I'll say one thing, and I'll hand it over to NRJ here. That the first 3 weeks we played against Yedid, Stevie Azer, and Jeffrey Saka. So nothing against Red, my friend over here, but those are 3 pretty tough pitchers, and 3 top pitchers in the league that really throw the ball, pretty quick. So we're done with those 3, and hopefully it's a little bit easier on the bats the rest of the year. So, we're looking forward to Moses. It's not going to be easy. Nothing's easy, like I said before. So, at the worst, a split, hopefully a sweep.
I'm going to go and say I played both you guys already. Pretty good teams. I'm going to go with the split. I don't think either team could sweep
Yeah.
the other over there in that game. Red,
Well, once a team wins the first, they can win the second.
Yeah.
And once a team loses the first, they can lose the second.
so what are you saying, Robert Red?
What an
Messer,
insight. I mean,
Yes,
Wow.
thank you.
What
Dash
are you
doesn't bring
saying
that
is
to
your
the table.
prediction in that game? Are you predicting a sweep?
No.
You going split?
No.
No.
I'm
Not
saying,
a sweep,
Rain
not a
out.
split.
I don't know. No, it's
He
not going
abstains
to
That's
from
called
anything.
prediction.
Not a ring out.
You know, that's what a prediction is. We
I'm
don't know.
just not sure. It's that
That's
close.
Thank you, Red, for that bold,
Yeah,
bold
yeah.
prediction.
Wow.
I say split because I honestly I don't think Dirty Dozen's good enough to sweep, and but I think they'll find a way to
They're
win.
good enough to win one.
Yeah, they would enough. It's Jersey Shore, still trying to rebound from that sweep yesterday, but a split I see. The next matchup is Reds 5-1 situation
Tough.
versus Steve Azer and the Insane organization, Memorial 2, and this actually is the top matchup of the day on paper, and I would say Azer versus Red. Wow, that's going to be good.
But is it going to be Aza?
That we don't
Well,
know.
at least
It's gonna
one.
be Azer.
And I think in
Yeah.
a game like this against a 5-1
5-1 team, you
he's
gotta
going
pitch him.
to. And knowing Marty Jamal, he might have been thinking ahead and said, I'd rather pitch him 2 games next week than pitch him in
Right.
game 2 yesterday.
This could be the winner of this. I would think would be in line for a bye, a sweep for sure.
We need
Because
the ball bad.
you'd win the tiebreaker against the other with a sweep. So
I don't think
you
it's
can get the
fair
bye.
to have a manager. A team have a manager like Marty Jamal. He's brilliant. They shouldn't have a manager.
They should be unmanaged.
Okay, Marty
Completely
Jamal was a
unmanaged.
coach, but now he's the manager? It's really unbelievable.
Is he a player on the roster? Is he a player manager?
No.
No,
He's
he's,
actual
uh,
manager.
yeah.
So does he bring the wooden bat to the field?
Yes.
He brings the khaki pants, the wooden bat.
That's good enough for me. That's
he's,
Marty's
great.
good.
So
Marty's great.
I have to say I'm looking at a split at that also, just because the situation defense is stellar, and I think 2 very low scoring games. So I think it's going to be. I don't think.
How are they going to...
I don't think the situation has really faced a pitcher of Azer's caliber as of yet. I mean, so
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say that Red loses twice
Wow.
this week.
Wow.
If
wow.
anyone was going to say it, I knew it would be you. Unbelievable.
I think the standings are going to be all topsy-turvy, except for Bachelorettes on the bottom, but everything else is going to be shaken up soon, and I think Red has an off week this week.
Nah, I'm looking at a split. I feel like there's a split coming here.
No.
Stevie A's is good enough to win, one of them, and Red's good enough to win the other.
Didn't he
you know.
beat Stevie Aza last year
yeah,
in the
you
playoffs
pitched
by
a shutout.
30
You
runs?
pitched a shutout in that game, didn't
And
you?
remember, 20, 30
Yeah,
runs.
yes.
And he left. He got in his car and
Yeah.
went to the Hamptons. And
Right,
we
that's
continued
right.
to play the game.
Yes.
A couple of drops came down, and Stevie was out of
Just
it.
a couple of drops.
Yeah. So
This is regular season Red. This is not playoff Red. So Red's,
No,
Red's
that
good
was
for at least the win.
playoff.
No, now.
Oh.
You're not going to lose 2 now.
Oh, no.
so that's going to be an interesting matchup. I think that that's definitely should have been a Memorial 1 matchup on the game of the week. But next game now, I think is another classic. 2 longtime rivals, Maurice's Pieces and Killer Z's. Maurice Haber versus Ike D. No love lost between those 2.
And Jeffrey Sacking, you did.
And
Jeffrey
Jeffrey
pitching,
Sacking
you know.
indeed.
Yeah.
So this is on Memorial 3. I would have to say, wow, I think Maurice Spees is clicking right now, and Yedid, maybe they're not as good as they think. I think Maurice's piece is going to sweep this matchup.
I agree.
Wow.
Maurice Haber is 1 for 19. That's not going to last. He's hitting the ball very well. They're winning without him. They'll win with him this week. And looking ahead a week, they play the Bachelorettes the following week. The Pieces do. So we're looking at an 8-2 Pieces team. I feel so.
8-2.
They'll be 8-2 after this week. They play the Bachelors the next week,
Oh.
and I feel they're staring at an 8-2. They'll win 2 this week.
Who is going to beat the Bachelors? We said
Everyone's going to beat the Bachelors.
I mean, who's going to lose to the Bachelors?
Nobody's going to lose to
We
the
said
Bachelors.
1 or 2.
You said that.
You said that.
No,
Nobody
I said
did. That
one,
is
he
not-
said 2.
And I said none, and it will be none.
Okay, so that's what we have right now. And
What do you say?
We
You're
don't.
going to sweep?
I always
No,
say
it's not
Maurice's
about
Pieces
All right.
is good for the sweep.
All right, you heard
Okay.
it here, and that's it from our studios.